Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. Throughout the next few videos, I want to discuss a character that has been around for a long time and will be a vital character in the upcoming War Within expansion, or so it seems. This is the story of Anduin Wrynn. How do we go from this to this? Let's talk about it. Anduin, especially in the latest expansions, has become a main character in the cast of World of Warcraft, following in the footsteps of his deceased father, Varian Wrynn, as the new King of Stormwind. But let's start with the beginning. After the Second War, Anduin Wrynn was born to Varian Wrynn and Tiffin Ilarion, later to be named Tiffin Ilarion Wrynn. Anduin was named after Anduin Lothar and Lane Wrynn. He had a pretty comfortable life as a small child, doing what kids do, sneaking into the map room of Stormwind Castle, playing with the soldier figurines there, falling from a pony, nearly breaking his arm, kid stuff. At one point, an assassin snuck into the castle and nearly stabbed Anduin, but got stopped by his father Varian. After the end of the Third War, Varian was asked to work together with Thrall, the war chief of the Horde, but he hesitated. That wasn't until Anduin convinced him to at least hear him out, even with Lady Katarina Prestor objecting. Remember that name, as she has a big part to play later on. Varian left to Theramore to talk to Jaina Proudmoore about the relationship between the Horde and the Alliance. But he never arrived. It was then when he went missing, under weird and suspicious circumstances, and Stormwind went through a state of disarray. At the behest of Lady Prestor, the royal councillor, Anduin was given the crown so that the order within Stormwind would be kept, and together with Bolvar Fordragon and Katarina Prestor, 10-year-old King Anduin ruled the kingdom in Varian's absence. When Varian eventually returned, he was different, arrogant, frivolous, and very interested in Katarina Prestor. The people of Stormwind were told that the Defias Brotherhood had ransomed the king, and that the ransom was paid with the money gained from painful new imposed tax by the House of Nobles. When he returned, Varian only seemed concerned with spending more money of his people, leaving other important affairs by the wayside. Anduin was not happy with this change in his father's behavior. It was when King Magni was sent away from Stormwind after Varian, under the advice of Prestor, told Magni that Stormwind would not come to the aid in the conflict between the dwarves and the orcs and dark iron dwarves, that he was met by young Anduin on the way to the Deep Run tram. And Anduin told him that he too suspected something was wrong with his father. A little while later, Anduin was practicing archery with his father when he asked how he was kidnapped by the Defias Brotherhood. Anduin questioned him on how he later came to the hands of the Naga for ransom, which Varian told him that he doesn't remember anything before his rescue. For the improvement in archery, Varian promised Anduin a reward, and the reward Anduin wanted was for his father's disappearance to be further investigated. Later, Anduin, Varian, Bolvar, and Lady Prestor were riding horseback through the countryside outside of Stormwind, Anduin imploring his father to listen to Stormwind's problems. However, before Anduin could elaborate, his horse was purposely roused by an unknown assailant, causing Anduin to lose control and tumble over a ledge. Varian swiftly caught Anduin, but upon making physical contact, his mind was enveloped with a flashback of past events. Anduin, embracing his father, lost any doubts of him being an imposter. Varian started to tell Bolvar, Anduin, and Lady Prestor about his visions, until Lady Prestor touched him and remarked how astonished she was by his nobility. Bolvar surmised that Varian became befuddled when around Lady Prestor, losing his honor and respect for others. Bolvar became more anxious to discover the secrets of Varian's abduction and sudden return, knowing this would lead to trouble. Then, one fateful day, a second Varian and his allies marched through the gates of Stormwind. Katarina Prestor hastily gathered soldiers, only to have the first Varian tell her she disobeyed the chain of command and was not in charge of Stormwind. It was then when the second Varian entered the keep and called it how it was, exposing Katarina's masquerade for what she truly was, Onyxia, the Broodmother. Quick editor's note here from Editing Dutch. In-game, the story about Onyxia's exposure in Stormwind and exposing all of her evil plans went a little differently than what I've been telling you. I purely used the Warcraft comics to tell this story and tell Anduin's side of things. In-game, obviously, due to making the player feel more involved, they gave it a little bit of a different take. I'm going to show you this anyway, but as far as this video goes, I wanted to focus on the story told about Anduin's part in all of this in the Warcraft comics. So yeah, enjoy.
A few years after the Third War, Marshal Reginald Windsor suspected there was evil in Stormwind. Where others saw chaos, he saw treachery in the corrupt dealings of the nobles and the rise of the Defias Brotherhood. Through perseverance, he discovered a grand conspiracy, leading to the hallowed halls of Stormwind Keep itself. That day, he confronted the most powerful noble in Stormwind, Lady Katrana Prestor. With her lies exposed, she burst forth, revealing her true form, Onyxia, daughter of Deathwing. Windsor laid down his life to free Stormwind, shattering Onyxia's hold on the city. After she fled, we discovered the cursed amulet she had used to control and persuade so many. Concerns arose that Onyxia's power may still linger within, and so it was locked away and forgotten. Until now.
As Onyxia revealed her dragon form and transformed multiple guards into dragonspawn, a battle erupted in the halls of Stormwind Keep. Anduin and Bolvar arrived. Anduin, shocked by seeing two fathers, urged them to stop fighting each other and face a true threat, Onyxia. The dragon snatched Anduin and teleported him to her lair, daring Varian to follow suit. Regrouping with their friends, the two Varians both grieved the loss of their son. The first Varian, or Logosh as he is now named, told their friends and allies that they will take the fight to Onyxia's lair. Though imprisoned by Onyxia in her lair, Anduin was able to cut through his rope restraints and evade Onyxia's dragonkin guards. Using his wits, he bunkered down in a small crevice where Onyxia's pursuing dragon whelps wouldn't be able to reach him. He was able to evade capture until Varian and his reinforcements arrived. Onyxia held Anduin hostage, threatening to kill him if Varian didn't surrender Stormwind over to her. Anduin urged his father to not give in to her threats, and Logosh agreed to fight and die with Anduin, if need be. Logosh threw a knife at the dragon's claw to loosen her hold over Anduin. Anduin fell from a great height, but was caught and saved by Brawl Bearmantle, who had assumed his raven form to catch Anduin midair. With Anduin's safety secured, the Stormwind army continued the battle. Leading an assault against Onyxia, both Varians engaged her in battle. Weapons and magic clashed with their numerous dragonkin, both sides determined to win. Becoming desperate to end the fight, Onyxia began casting the spell she was going to use on Alkaz Island to kill Logosh. Logosh's double responded by stepping in front of the blast, saying he should die because Logosh was the embodiment of the true Varian. Not willing to sacrifice his double, Logosh leapt alongside his other self, hoping to save him. The magic spell became disrupted by having two Varians in the spell, and after a moment of silence, Varian emerged. His two halves fused back together. Onyxia tried desperately to incinerate him, but Varian swiftly reached Onyxia's head and impaled her. With Onyxia dead, Varian reunited with his son and friends, telling them their long and noble deeds would be rewarded, and that Stormwind had been reborn with a new hope for the future. There's a lot more to tell about Anduin's story, but this is going to be it for this video, recapping the story of Anduin's childhood. We will pick this up in the next video, when the Scourge armies march upon Stormwind, and Anduin saved his father's life, and beyond. I hope you enjoyed this one. Leave a like if you enjoyed. If you have any video suggestions, let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.